Yes, so today I want to talk about resolutions because they've really gotten a bad rap. Do you guys make resolutions still? Because I know a lot of people are very jaded by the resolution thing, and I haven't really made resolutions in I don't know how long, but we're going to talk about a refreshing new take on resolutions. Because the idea is good, right? You know, how can we improve ourselves this year? What can we do differently than we did last year that's going to help us get closer to our goals, live our best lives, become the best version of ourselves? The idea is great, but how we execute it really basically sets us up to fail. And none of us likes to fail. In the program, we have a saying, there is no failure, only feedback. But that takes some time to really be able to embody that and not feel the pressure and the fear of failure. That's something you guys know we work on that a lot, and it's very, very important work. So I'm going to give you a few alternatives, a few ideas. I want you to take what you want, get your golden nugget, and post in the group and let us know, what you have in mind for your resolution or however your attitude is going into the new year, what you're going to be doing differently. So really what happens is that we focus on the result we want, right? And I know for most people, at one year after the other, weight loss is at the top of the list, typically. So what we want to do is, instead of focusing on the resolution of losing weight, we want to dig deep. And if you know me in the Plant Empowered Coaching Program, this is what we're all about. Digging deep and getting to the root of why we have extra weight on us in the first place, right? Because if we don't change that, we can't change, at least we can't in a sustainable way, change our body composition and have it be sustainable. So got to get to the root, and that's the very first piece of work that is very challenging, because for most people in this group especially, and people in my program, it's not about the food. And we all want to go on our diets, and we want to go and kick ass at the gym and sweat our asses off and work really hard, and it's great. Don't get me wrong, it's a great stress reliever when you're not doing it because you are trying to burn off calories and lose weight. When we can do these things that will help us lose weight as a side effect, and that's what we do in the program, we got to look at what we need to do to address the root. So, and that's going to vary for everybody. So I can't give you the answer. And I do have a self-assessment. If anybody wants to reach out, when you sign up for my email list, you are given a free self-assessment, which is going to really help you figure out what the root issues are for you. And we talk about emotional health, diet mentality. I think we talk about the abundance versus scarcity mindset. There's some good sections on there that will really help you start to discover what needs to be done. So instead of, I'm going to lose weight, I've got 10 pounds I'm going to lose, or 20 pounds or 50 pounds, whatever it is, let's figure out the root and then work on what we need to do to change the root. Therefore, the weight loss will simply be a side effect, right? And we can have a lot more fun and enjoy it and really enjoy the journey along the way, as cliche as that sounds at this point, but it's true, life's a journey. We're playing life like a game, is what I like to say. So when we can do that without that constant fear of failure, or without going through the same pattern, the same self-sabotaging pattern most of us have been doing for years and years with the dieting and the restricting, and then, you're losing your willpower, and then overeating or binging and starting the cycle all over again, and really getting in that place of guilt, of a dislike of yourself, of your body, really putting you in a negative space. So one thing you can do, if this is resonating with you right now, is to book a breakthrough session. If you haven't watched the masterclass, that will give you some really good ideas about the root issues that most of our clients face. So that masterclass is going to be really powerful. I will make a note to put that in the notes too, the link to do that. And then if that resonates with you, booking a breakthrough call, which is 1,000% free. And on that call, we really help you dive deeper into the root. And if working with us in the Plant Power Coaching Program is the solution, is the right fit, we will tell you all about it, answer any questions that you have. If it's not right, that's okay too. We'll do our best to point you in another direction. So just getting it out there. If you're having trouble getting to the root, then that's an option for you, starting with the masterclass. So a few things that I want to recommend also are, first of all, a shift in vocabulary. So this is going to help get to the root of where you're losing your power, and where there's a loss of power is a victim mentality, and where there's a victim mentality, things are happening to us instead of with us or for us, and that will keep us kind of in this negative feedback loop. So vocabulary, so a few good things, you know, in a resolution could be as simple as this. I'm going to eliminate, and this is something I've done, the phrase I have to. As simple as that, you guys. Eliminating the phrase I have to. You can substitute I choose to. You can substitute I get to. I am grateful to be able to. You know, because ultimately we don't have to do anything. There is always a choice. And there are consequences to every choice that we make. However, they are still a choice. And that's how we claim our power, is by claiming the right to make choices in our life. So, oh, Jamie hopped on. Jamie's a graduate. You were listening to the Plant Power Coaching Program and caught us. Awesome. Going through the work, Jamie. That's fantastic. Love it. A lot of people go back and review after the program's over. There's always more to learn. There's always more to learn. It's always deeper to dive. So I have to is a great one. I have eliminated that completely from my vocabulary. Lindsay, have you? Jamie, how are you doing with that? Because that's something that we work on in the program. That's how we do it. I get to go pick up my kids from school. I am grateful to be able to get out of bed in the morning, right? I don't have to get out of bed. I don't have to go to work. I am grateful to have a job and that I get to go to work. I am choosing to go to work. Everything's a choice. We all have the same number of hours in the day. If there's a gun to your head and they say, you know, do this or die, you still have a choice, right? And the consequences could be death. But the fact is you have a choice. And when you get in that mindset, when you get in that space of knowing that you always have a choice, it is a powerful place to be, guys. And when that is the case, anything and everything is possible for you and your life. And that's exciting. That is a fantastic place to be. And I did not live in that my whole life. This is, you know, something that is several years old, but it's a wonderful, wonderful place to be. So, and that something that little can really start to shift. I don't have to go to the gym, right? I get to go to the gym. And what happens when we get to go to the gym and see it as something that's fun, and we find things that are stress relievers and that make us feel good and that bring us energy and are just fun and allow us to be social with other people doing healthy things. You know, when we see going to the gym as those things, we're learning skills, you know, in kickboxing, that's my thing. When we see that, it is now a treat to go to the gym. What's going to happen when it's a treat to go to the gym and that you get to be consistent because you're enjoying yourself? Weight loss. That's a side effect. We don't have to focus on weight loss. We do not need to step on a scale. What if you stopped stepping on a scale? What if you got rid of your scale for 2020? And I know some of you are like, no way. Are you kidding me? That is never going to happen. I get it. One thing that we pledged when we start the program, when people start the Plant Power Coaching Program, is not to get on a scale. Again, when that focus is on the weight loss. And the scale also represents you being affected by a number, right? You are giving your power to a number to dictate your mood, to dictate how you feel about yourself and your body. There's no good point, right? And it's just going to keep us stuck in the same mindset that has kept us stuck in the same mindset that has kept us stuck, or that has made us yo-yo up and down for years and years. So Lindsay said, yes, your mind is so powerful. Awesome. All right, so does that make sense? A few other vocabulary ideas to get rid of the word but. When you have a sentence and then you say but, it kind of negates everything that you said before. And you may have never thought about that before, but it's really interesting. And it's really interesting. This one was more challenging for me. You know, sometimes an and will do. Like, I want to go to the gym, but then comes the excuse. Usually the excuse comes after the but. And what are we trying to do? Get rid of excuses. Let's own our decisions. You know, if I choose not to go to the gym, I'm going to say I choose not to go to the gym. I'm not going to make up an excuse. Why me? That's another big one. We put that energy out there of, oh, of course that happened to me. Oh, and this happened. Oh, and then I got a flat tire. Oh, and then my boss got mad at me. And then my kid got sick. Look at all these things. Why me? Why is this happening to me? Just one thing after the other. Of course it did. You know, that mindset, that energy that we put out is going to perpetuate whatever negativity is going on, and is going to keep that negative energy coming back to you. I can't, I'll try, you know, more good ones to think of alternatives for. So vocabulary, that can be a big one. If your resolution was just to give up one of those or replace one of those phrases for 2020, I bet you never use that phrase again. So that's what happened to me when I challenged myself with the getting rid of I have to. That I've never used it again, because it is so powerful to be in that place of choice. Also, you know, we think about resolutions as what can we happen by the end of 2020? Well, what if we said, what can I do all of 2020 to achieve my best life, to live the best version of myself, right? And a lot of that times, and we talk a lot about the law of attraction and putting the energy out that we want to get back, and affirmations, as woo-woo as that sounds at first, affirmations are no joke. It's a way of helping you create an energy that you're going to put out into the universe that's going to help you manifest the things that you want in your life. It's that simple. It's not woo-woo. It's actually science. The law of attraction is backed by science. Just ask Bruce Lipton, Dr. Joe Dispenza, Greg Braden, Jim Carrey. He gives a great talk on the law of attraction. But Dr. Joe Dispenza and Bruce Lipton, Greg Braden are some of my favorites of the science, the actual science behind the law of attraction. We're talking quantum physics here. And you know, it gets complicated, but it gets super interesting. So if you've never checked them out, definitely check them out. We work with their material in our next level program after the Plant and Power coaching program, because it is next level stuff, I'll tell you that. But what if you chose a phrase, a simple phrase that you want to say to yourself all year long, and you want to work on embodying, so that by the end of the 2020, you're embodying that phrase. So for me, a few years ago, what really was a life changer for me was my phrase that I chose for the year, play life like a game. I found myself, you know, really stuck with a lot of anxiety, constant anxiety. And I didn't want life to be that serious. I've got goals, I've got dreams, I've got, you know, my purpose on life, but what is the point of any of it if I'm not enjoying, if I'm not having fun, if I'm not able to see things from give things perspective and radiate the energy that I want to see for everybody and the world. And I wasn't finding myself able to do that. And so I chose play life like a game. And I worked on that every day of that entire year. And the difference that made in my life with my anxiety in particular was tremendous. It was remarkable what I got accomplished simply by making that my commitment. And that's what I want you to think about, making a commitment to yourself, not because you should, but because you can. Not because you think you need to, but because you want to, because you are worth it. You know, and that lack of self-worth, that lack of self-love, that lack of self-confidence that so many of us experience is really preventing us from living our best lives. So what if you took your life into your hands and said, I am worth it? And you know, for a lot of you, that's a process. It is a process. It took me years and years and years and years to get through. Now our clients are doing it in a matter of 6 months because we've got this program that has been proven to work, that we've got these structured process that is going to help take you through what needs to happen for you to reprogram your brain, because we are running on automated programs here, you know, since we were kids. And so it takes work. It takes work to reprogram our minds so that we can move through the world, so that we can operate from a place of power and love and confidence and compassion and purpose. It's cool stuff, you guys. Like there are endless possibilities when you get to that place where you take your power back. So I would love, 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 love to hear how you are going to move into 2020. What are you going to do? What commitment are you going to make to yourself as a habit that you're going to form that is doable, that is something that you will really commit to? And you know, if that takes you putting it on a sticky note, if you know you need to get if you have an affirmation, or if you choose to get rid of the phrase I have to, put it everywhere, because I'm telling you, once you get these things as habits, they're going to become habits for life, because there's no downside. Once you get rid of that scale is gone. And Lindsay said it sets you free to get rid of the scale. It really does. That's a prison right there. That scale is a prison. Time to break out of that prison. Time to own your power, own everything that you are capable of, everything that not only you're capable of and the best self that you're wanting to live, but what that can do for everybody around you, for your family, for the people that you love, for your friends, for the world, you know. And, you know, for some of you, a lot of people here are already vegan, or they're, you know, working towards the vegan way of life, right? So same things. You can make some small commitments to yourself. They do not have to be huge. You not have to say, I'm going to be 100% vegan January 1st, you know, and instead you can start saying, okay, I'm going to work on filling my plate with as many fresh, whole fruits, vegetables, whole foods as possible, right? Eating mindfully. That's a great commitment for 2020. If you are not already chewing your food to a pace before swallowing it, if you're not paying attention to what you're eating, how you're eating it, how it's smelling, how it's tasting, if you're not mindfully eating, you're kind of stuffing the food in your face. You also don't know when you're full, which when you don't know when you're full, you overeat, you get overly full, you beat yourself up, you feel guilty, and you gain weight. Okay? So by making the commitment to eat mindfully and listen to your body, again, what's the side effect going to be? Weight loss. So let's look at the root, you guys. Please post in the comments. I'm really excited about this and want to know what you're going to do and what you're going to change and how you're going to move into 2020 operating differently. So happy holidays, you guys. If I don't get on again before New Year's, have a fantastic New Year's Eve, New Year's celebration. Super excited to go into 2020. I am anticipating the best year of my life. and the lives of a lot of people who are going through or have been through the Play Empower Coaching Program. So again, if you haven't watched the masterclass, that's the first step. Do it now. Let's get this started. Once you watch the masterclass, if it resonates, if you've already watched it, now's the time to book your free breakthrough session so that we can really work on getting to the root, putting a game plan together for you to move forward in a powerful way, not just for a few days, not just for a few months, but for the rest of your life. And that's what this program does. It will change the trajectory of your entire life. And that's no exaggeration.